Good morning and a warm welcome. Sage here for 𝐊𝐴𝐴𝐿 TV, reporting to you live from Sydney, and you are watching the Global Markets Roundup. Let's dive into some key highlights and happenings from yesterday, starting with the US market. And the world stock markets edged lower on Monday amid concerns over inflation and moves to tax the world's biggest companies as investors awaited the US consumer inflation data due out today. The MSCI World Equity Index, which tracks shares in 45 nations, shed 0.22%, while the US stocks were mixed. And the benchmark US stock indices closed mixed on Monday, after the lawmakers unveiled plans to raise the corporate tax by around 26% in a new spending bill worth $3.5 trillion. The S&P 500 was up 0.23% and the Dow Jones rose 0.76%, while the Nasdaq Composite fell 0.07% and the small cap Russell 2000 was up 0.59%. US senators are planning to unveil an additional $3.5 trillion package for climate change, healthcare and education this month. The budget includes a corporate tax hike from 21% to 26.5%. Analysts expect the proposed spending bill may benefit some economically sensitive stocks. And investors were also eagerly awaiting the Consumer Price Index data from the Labor Department on Tuesday, and the CPI data is expected to shed light on the current inflation. The official data on retail sales is also expected this week. Energy and financial stocks topped the S&P 500 index on Monday, and 8 of the 11 sectors of the index were in the positive territory. Healthcare and utility sectors were the laggards. Coinbase Global shed 1.70% after the crypto exchange said on Monday that it is planning to raise $1.5 billion through a debt offering for the development of products and potential mergers and acquisitions. Stocks of Salesforce.com slipped by 1.4% after its rival Freshworks revealed plans for an IPO in the US, valued at around $9 billion. And let's move on now to the futures and commodities market. The gold futures were up 0.16% to US $1,795.05 per ounce. Silver decreased by 0.58% to $23.0.762 per ounce, while copper fell 1.92% to $4.0.3665. Brent oil futures increased by 1.01% to US $73.66 per barrel, and WTI crude was up 1.36% to US $70.67. Looking at the bond markets now. The 30-year Treasury bond yields were down 1.46% to 1.906, while the 10-year bond yields fell 0.88% to 1.329. And the US dollar futures index increased by 0.03% to $92.605. And now it's time for a small break, but please stay tuned. I'll be back with the Australian and Asian market updates. Hi, I'm Sage, and get ready to take the crypto ride with me on 𝐊𝐴𝐴𝐿 TV. Watch the crypto buzz every Tuesday and join the excitement at 𝐊𝐴𝐴𝐿 TV. From Bitcoins to NFTs to Dogecoin and DeFi, we have updates about everything around these digital currencies. Understand the investing rationale and the risks involved in the space with me, Sage, on Crypto Buzz. Keep watching 𝐊𝐴𝐴𝐿 TV. Welcome back, Sage here, and you are watching the Global Markets Roundup show by 𝐊𝐴𝐴𝐿 TV. European stocks ended higher for the first time in 5 days on Monday as oil, banks and the utility shares gained on hopes that a strong Eurozone economic recovery would outweigh risks of a global slowdown. And the Pan-European Stock 600 index was up 0.3% after hitting a 3-week low last week. And the London markets traded in a green zone supported by the banking stocks. And moreover, the crude oil price jumped, boosted by top producers raising the demand forecast for the next year. Primark owner-associated British Foods shares dropped by about 2.21% after the company posted the weaker-than-expected sales for the fourth quarter at Primark stores. And moreover, the company had raised the full-year guidance. The First Group shares rose by around 3.06% after the company had reported encouraging year-to-date trading performance and revealed plans to return significant amounts to the investors. Essential had completed the acquisition of content optimization business and won space in a lucrative deal. Furthermore, the shares increased by around 0.77%. And the Japanese stock staged a late comeback to take the TOPIX to a 3-decade peak on Monday, buoyed by optimism around a change in the country's Prime Minister and easing COVID-19 infections. The TOPIX crossed into positive territory in the final 20 minutes of trading and ended the day up 0.29% at 2,097.71. The highest close since 1990, and that extended a scorching 3-week 11% rally. The Nikkei share average rose 0.22% to 30,447.37, marking an almost 7-month closing high. And the Chinese blue chips ended lower on Monday, dragged down by the semiconductors and tourism stocks after an official data report showed new banks lending in Beijing rose less than expected last month, while the Shanghai shares closed higher. And the blue chip CSI 300 index was down 0.4% at 4,991.66, while the Shanghai Composite Index gained 0.3% to 3,715.37 points. South Korean shares ended nearly flat on Monday as earlier losses due to inflation fears were offset by the foreign buying, while investors awaited the US inflation data in next week's Federal Reserve meeting. The KOSPI ended up 2.10 points at 3,127.86, following a 0.36% gain clocked in the previous session. The Australian benchmark index rose to 7,425.2 points in the previous session as the country battles a surge in the coronavirus Delta variant. In addition, the global stock markets inched lower on Monday amid concerns over inflation, even as Wall Street started the week on a positive note. Breville Group, Inghams Group, News Corp and Telco TPG Telecom Limited are a few shares going ex-dividend on Tuesday. Oil prices rose to 6-week highs as the US output remains slow to return 2 weeks after Hurricane Ida slammed into the Gulf Coast and worries another storm could affect output in Texas this week. And Brent crude settled up 0.81% at $73.51 a barrel. WTI crude settled up 1.05% at $70.45 per barrel, and the energy stocks such as Woodside Petroleum and Santos could trade higher on Tuesday. Gold prices rose ahead of the key US economic data, including readings on inflation. Spot gold rose 0.3% to US $1,792.05 per ounce, and the US gold futures settled up 0.1% to US $1,794.40. ASX-listed gold stocks such as Northern Star Resources and Newcrest Mining could trade higher on Tuesday. And the iron ore prices fell and steel products curbed in China, and benchmark iron ore prices fell to 706 yuan per tonne at close, while the spot iron ore was unchanged at $131.50 per tonne last Friday. And hopefully that was informative for you, but that's all for now. Do keep watching 𝐊𝐶𝐞 TV for more market updates. This is Sage signing off.